Why the Tortoise Married 5 Wives and Still Slept Hungry. A funny African folktale full of tricks, laughter, and lessons. In the heart of a colorful African village called Omuoji, where goats argued louder than market women and children chased chickens for sport, there lived one creature everybody knew too well. Tortoise. Short, slow, clever, greedy, very greedy. Tortoise loved food more than anything in the whole world. If somebody cooked yam 3 compounds away, he could smell it before the smoke reached the sky. Whenever villagers gathered to eat, Tortoise would mysteriously appear. "Ah, my people," he would shout. "I was just passing by." Passing by? The man lived nowhere near there. One day, after eating free food in 5 different compounds, Tortoise lay under a mango tree rubbing his stomach. He said proudly, "I am too intelligent to suffer hunger." But suddenly, his stomach growled again. Grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr Then an evil idea entered his head. If one wife cooks for one husband, he whispered, then 5 wives will cook 5 meals. His eyes widened. No more hunger forever. He jumped up shouting, I shall marry 5 wives. The birds flew away in fear. The first wife, Adise. Tortoise traveled to a nearby village and met Adise. Beautiful, hardworking, calm. He bowed dramatically. My queen, I shall feed you like royalty. Meanwhile, the only thing in his house was 1 broken pot and half onion. But Adise agreed to marry him because she believed he was wise. The wedding happened. The next morning, Adise cooked delicious pounded yam and egusi soup. Tortoise ate, and ate, and ate, and ate. Adise blinked. My husband, should I keep some for dinner? Dinner. Tortoise laughed. Food that stays overnight is dangerous. And he swallowed the last meat. Tortoise gets greedier. 2 days later, hunger returned. Grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr destiny. So he married another wife, then another, then another, then another. Soon, Tortoise had 5 wives. Adise, the calm one. Ngozi, the sharp-tongued one. Ifyinanya, the quiet observer. Amaka, the playful one. Atiku, the smartest of them all. The village people were shocked. An old man asked, "Tortoise, how will you care for 5 wives?" Tortoise smiled proudly. "My wisdom is enough." The old man whispered, "This one will soon cry." Tortoise's master plan. Tortoise gathered his wives. "My lovely queens," he announced. To avoid confusion, he drew a timetable. Monday, Adise cooks. Tuesday, Ngozi cooks. Wednesday, Ifyinanya cooks. Thursday, Amaka cooks. Friday, Attica cooks. The wives nodded. Tortoise continued, "And weekends all of you cook together." His eyes glittered. The wives looked at each other suspiciously. That weekend alone, Tortoise ate 12 pieces of meat, 4 wraps of fufu, with 3 bowls of soup, roasted plantain with peppered fish, and coconut rice. After eating, he rolled on the floor like a pregnant goat. "I am living like a king." But the wives noticed something. Tortoise never bought food, never farmed, never hunted, never helped. He only sat down waiting to eat. The secret meeting. One moonlit night, the wives gathered secretly behind the kitchen hut. Ngozi spoke first. "This man will eat us into poverty." Amaka added, "Yesterday, he ate my cooking pot clean." Atticus smiled slowly. "My sisters, I have an idea. The women leaned closer. Ataku whispered her plan. Slowly, all 5 wives began to laugh. A dangerous laugh. Tortoise prepares for a feast. The next morning, wonderful smells filled the compound. Tortoise woke up excited. He sniffed the air. Goat meat. Sniff. Jollof rice. Sniff. Fried plantain. Sniff. Pepper soup. Tears entered his eyes. This is paradise. He wore his biggest wrapper and sat proudly in the middle of the compound. My wives, he shouted, bring the food before I faint. Adiz arrived carrying an empty tray. Tortoise blinked. Ngozi, he called. Ngozi also came with an empty tray. One by one, all 5 wives arrived carrying empty plates. Tortoise nearly died. Where is the food? Saad smiled sweetly. Oh, husband, the food is safe. Then bring it. Yes, she replied. But first you must answer one question. Tortoise swallowed nervously. What question? Saad folded her arms. Who planted the yams? Silence. Who bought the meat? Silence. Who fetched the firewood? Silence. Who cooked? The wives pointed at themselves. Tortoise laughed weakly. But I supervised. The wives burst into laughter. Supervised what? Ngozi shouted. The movement of your mouth. The great lesson. Ataku spoke firmly. Husband, from today, no work, no food. Thunder clapped dramatically. Even the goats paused to listen. Tortoise panicked. What kind of wicked law is this? Amaka replied, the same law you used on our kitchen. The wives carried the food away. Tortoise chased them crying, my wives, my destiny, my stomach. But nobody answered him. That night, for the first time in many years, Tortoise slept hungry. His stomach cried all night. Even mosquitoes avoided him because the noise was too much. 8. Tortoise tries to farm. The next morning, Tortoise woke up weak. I cannot die like this. So he carried a hoe to the farm. The villagers gathered immediately. Look, one child shouted. Tortoise is working. People fainted from shock. Tortoise tried farming for 5 minutes, then collapsed dramatically. My ancestors receive me, but the wives ignored him. By afternoon, hunger pushed him back to work. He dug slowly, sweated heavily, complained loudly, but little by little, he started learning. The final test. After several weeks, the wives prepared a final test. They cooked a massive feast and placed it before Tortoise. But this time, nobody told him to eat. Tortoise stared at the food, then at his wives, then at the farm tools beside the wall. Slowly, he smiled. My wives, he said, before we eat, let me first bring more firewood. The wives looked shocked. Was this truly Tortoise? When he returned, Ataku nodded proudly. Now, she said, you may eat. Tortoise sat down carefully. For the first time in his life, he shared the food equally. The villagers celebrated wildly. One old woman said, miracles still happen. Moral. And that is why people say, a greedy person may gather plenty, but selfishness always leads to hunger. And as for Tortoise, he never married another wife again, because 5 wives taught him one lesson he could never forget. Food tastes sweeter when everybody is respected.
heritage of our royal land, forever strong, forever grand.